Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a very non-bingo-y rack. Just one vowel. Do I play or change? I think I play because I can get value from some of these scoring tiles. So I could play hack, for example, getting rid of 3 of them and scoring quite well. I've got 4 high-scoring tiles, so in general I'm looking to play off all of them or all but one, which hack achieves. V is the least bingo-y of the tiles, so I'd like to play that, but I can't see a way of doing so. Possibly if opponent plays an E, I could play vact, but I'm not completely sure on that. Okay, opponent changes, and I'm minded to play hacks. I think the S generates a lot of extra score, an extra 10 points. Yeah, I am going with this. Oh wow, pretty awful. One of the reasons I played off the S was to have 2 consonants rather than 3, which reduces the chances of having a rack like this of all consonants, but that hasn't paid off. So what to do? Well, there is a vowel to play through at the moment, but I don't have anything great through that, so I'm minded to change, keeping R and T. Opponent changed just 1 tile, so I'm expecting a bingo to come down. But it's hard to imagine any floating vowel would persuade me. Well, I guess velt through an E, V-E-L-D-T, that's likely to be better than changing, so I need to wait and see what is available. But I'm not seeing anything with A, I, O or U. And surely opponent is going to play, given that he's changed once. Very unusual to change on 2 successive opening moves, especially with all these floaters that I provided. If opponent did change just 1 tile, he was super close to a bingo, and if he hasn't got a bingo, then he will surely be able to get some value from the scoring tiles on the board. Okay, double from opponent, 90 points. Well done to opponent. So I do have a velt spot, and 11 points, although it's not very much, is more than one would get from changing, and the rack leave isn't terrible, and I'm not providing anything. So I'm going with this. A much more balanced rack, close to a bingo, but do I have one? F fairly non-bingo-y, and F and M together even less so. Although I do have form as a component part of a word. But with ADI, nice score by opponent. I have dwarf, but that doesn't reach the triple word square. So, what to do? I have Frau in the top row, leaving maid. What about a play down column 3? It would be nice to get rid of F and M. Fem is good. So do I have any M-A-F words? Don't think so. What about down from the T? No. And do I really not have a 7 with this rack? I don't think I do. So, plays could begin D or M next to this I. Fem and Mem are both good. No, not seeing anything. So I think reluctantly I'm going to play Frau. Not a great rack lead, not a great score, but I'm not seeing anything better. Well, still jolly non-bingo-y, but a decent scoring tile in the Z, which does not go well with the U. So, anything down from the T? I don't think so. 24 for opponent, that could have been a lot worse. So I have quiz, that's not great. I have Quidam, which is a lot better, gets rid of the U, retains the Z for score. But am I overlooking a hot Z spot? Let me see what Quidam scores. 36 points, that's pretty good. And the rack leave is good. Yeah, and I trail, so opening the board up is also good. Am I going with this? Because what about a play in column 9? ZI something. I have Zamia on my rack. Does that play anywhere? I don't think it does. I am going with Quidam. Well, bingo-y tiles, however, duplicates and the Z. So maybe not a bingo here, but there could be one. So, is there a 7? I don't think so. What about these floaters? How about the D? Okay, opponent takes out all of them and scores well. What about the F? No. Nor the R. What else is available? Well, vowels, not particularly helpful. And that's it. What about these 2-letter sets? EM? No. Now, I've seen a good play which is likely to be better than even than a bingo. So I think I will stop looking for a bingo because I've got ZE here. I can stick another E on that for an extra 7 points, and that's worth doing. So 61 points, that's a bingo-y score. Rack leave isn't terrible. Duplicate tiles generally are bad, but if you're going to have a duplicate letter, then R is one of the ones which is reasonable. So can I do better than 67, than 61 anywhere? What about a play down from the T? No. And do I have anything better in this spot? Yar is good, but no ZR plays. And no extensions to Z. I am going with this. Well, still non-bingo-y, and I trail, but only by 8 points. So there is hope. Still a floating F. But I don't think there are going to be many 8-letter plays with this rack. Fortunately, I've got the H for score, and I'd like to sort out the duplicates, especially the duplicate I. Now, are there any 3-letter front extensions to keys? I don't think there are. I have tahini down from the T. Wow, that's nice, leaving just double R. And it turns over 5 tiles when there are 2 blanks unseen. That is a plan. And opponents played just 27 points. So this is what I'm thinking of. It's 39 points, which is good. It's going to put me in the lead. It's going to provide a few floaters, which I think are just as much beneficial for me as opponent. Keeps the board open, which means if opponent bingos, there's still a chance of my catching him. And look at this, turning over 5 tiles with 2 blanks. Surely I'm going to draw one of them. And I don't. However, this rack looks reasonable. It's certainly not a horror show, so I should have plenty of options. But do I have a bingo? The I is the obvious floater. There are 2 of them. Is there a bingo this rack plus an I? Don't think there is. I've got the 4 prefix. No. So what about the N? Less likely. How about the H? No. And F. Oh, so close to fourth end. But I don't have it. I would need one R to be an E. So I don't have a bingo. I need... well, let me consider the A. No. And the R. No. Okay. Now, adds takes a D. After it, nothing in front. Great, just 11 points for opponent. I don't need a bingo to win this game. I only trail by 7 and I'm on turn. However, bingos increase your chances of winning. So what can I do here? I could play throw. I'm probably not going to do this, but I do have it. Only 19 points. It takes an A in front. Rackley, fairly good. Especially with this I. I goes very well with this Rackley. But can I get more than 19 points with this F? Well, and can I turn over tiles to get a blank? I have Ford on my rack. Is Frondier good? I don't think it is. I don't think it is, but as it's void challenge rather, I am going to try it, but I don't think it is. And it's not. Let's get rid of this rubbish. Okay. So I do need to find somewhere for the app. Now, I was thinking about the ads spot. I think the best I can do here is Doff. Rackley not great with duplicate R and 3 to come, and I'm setting up a hotspot here, and it's only 8 more points than Fro. Fro is looking a little bit more attractive. 12 minutes on my clock. Because although I'm providing access to a triple word square, it's difficult for opponent to bingo. The bingo would have to begin with A. It's difficult to score well because this double letter square is a long way away. Now, have I considered 2 letter sets? What about I-O? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. Wow, I was thinking about hover, but OT not good. Is Fro the play? I think it may be. So Fro for 19. Well, I do not hit a blank, but this looks pretty good. Do I have anything with an I? If I do, it'll be massively high probability. And I should know it. What about the F? No, I do have an A for Afro. So I may be able to play there if I don't have a bingo. But this rack plus an I. Nothing's coming to mind. I think the duplicate N is scuppering me. I lead by 12, so super tight game. And where are these blanks? Now, great, just 6 points for opponent. Fantastic. Should I give up on looking for a bingo? I've just noticed I have Haven here. And I'm just wondering about Haven. It's more points. And which increases, and the turnover increases my chances of drawing a blank. And it's not setting up anything super massive. However, Haven may not be good, but if it's not, I can play Haven. Let's see if this stays on. And it does. And I draw a blank. Fantastic. Now, can I do something? My lead is just half a bingo, and there's still a blank out there in the wild. So I would have... Oh, wow, and there goes a bingo, but not the blank. Great bingo by opponent. not quite hampered by Havend. So what am I going to do? I trail. Do I have a bingo? And if not, do I have a good J spot? Now, I was going to say I think Japana through an A or an Japana through an A or an N. Neither available. Gen and JE not good. No A plays with a J in them that I've got without burning the blank. So the plan is just to get rid of the J because everything else is bingo-y. How can I do that? Aha, well, I've got Jap here for 36 points, which is going to take me back into the lead. Yes, Jap for 36. So, what do I have here? 00 not bingo-y. Veristic does not take an S. I've set up a scoring spot in column 11. J takes O and A. Opponent's player Fur has opened a new bingo lane in column 2 for bingos beginning E or R something E. Velt takes nothing in front, so I don't think column 3 is a bingo lane. Z takes an S. So the board looking a lot less bingo-y. 1 S to come. What to do with this rack? And there's still, opponent plays F for 30 points. And that's a nice play because hips doesn't take anything, which hampers my ability to score with a further parallel play. However, I think I can play noob. 14 tiles in the bag, 9 minutes on my clock, super close game. Noob doesn't give a huge amount away. Rackley pretty good given the bingo lanes in columns 2, row A, column 14. Yep, I am going with this. And fantastic, I draw the final S. Surely I am bingoing now. I've got spreads in column 14, but there's got to be others. Do I have a 10 beginning with Fur? I don't think so. What about row A with the A? A spread. I have a spread. Fantastic. An opponent burns the blank for just 45 points. So, yeah, a spread has got to be best here. Because it gets the D doubled, and I don't think I'm going to get the P doubled. That would be a 7-letter play with P in last place. So, and this is going to empty the bag. A spread for 90. Bang! Fantastic. Now, can opponent catch me? He trails by only 44 points, and there's an X out there. Opponent could go out in 2 and therefore get 3 scores if I'm unable to go out. But I have going on my rack. This is going to be a tight end to the game. I don't think there is anywhere for going. 8 minutes on my clock, fortunately. I'm just wondering if Oggin is good. I don't think it is. I think it's Noggin. So I'm looking for places that I can go out in 1, because if I don't go out in 1, opponent scores twice. I score once, and then opponent gets count back. So effectively, opponent is looking at 3 scores to my 1. And he's only got 40 points to make up. And he's got the X to assist in that process. Plus, I am really restricted as to how I can score with this rack. Just looking at FUR, but I don't have a fancy 8-letter play. But is there really nowhere for me to go out on this board? I do have Gone in column 3. 18 points. Is that going to be enough? Wow, what a game. What about this E? Not seeing anything there. G is just not a tile which goes well with this board. I do have the ing ending, but I'm just not seeing any starting words. So the best I've seen is gone, which is pretty lame. But lame might be enough to get me over the line. 10 minutes on opponent's clock. I haven't seen any great X plays for him. If he had a simple 2-letter EXEX play, or Ox and Axe generating 50, I would be losing, but there aren't any such placements available on this board that I can see. So opponent could play Nox in column 3, but if he does, I play Gox in row O. So opponent can't really play his X anywhere in column 3. But he doesn't have to play his X first turn. If I can't go out, then opponent may focus on an out in 2, in which the X plays on his second play so that I can't get value from it. What I would like to do is have... Now, opponent plays there. 18 points. Ouch. Has he provided a spot for going? And is there really nowhere for going on this board? So, I'm not seeing a going spot. There is a gong spot. Let me see what this scores. 19 points. Is that going to be enough? That would take me to 430. I would lead by 45. Opponent would get 2 on countback. Opponent needs 43 to draw, 44 to win with this rack. I don't think he's going to do it. I haven't seen a big X spot. I think gong wins. And do I have 2 outs for my I? P-I-S-I. I do. But what was opponent thinking of when he played gun? Jen takes an A. Maybe he had some play in column 2. I don't think gong has set up anything for the X. The X cannot play in column 1. 6 minutes on my clock. What is opponent going to do with this rack? And he needs to score 43 to draw. I don't see it. I do not see it. Okay, I am going with gong for 19. What have I missed? Am I going to win this game? Now, 9 minutes on opponent's clock. Phew, just 26 for opponent, so I just need to go out with the I, and I've won 6 minutes. So what's the most I can get with my I? Z for 9. Kid for 9. That's it. Okay. So Z for 9. And the final score. Phew, I thought that said 411 each, but no. It's 411 for opponent, 441 for me. A winning margin of 30 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. What a game. I did not feel in any way that I was leading in that game until the very, very end. So here we go. Opponent to go first, and opponent changes. Yeah, okay, that is an option. Now, my rack. What do? I play hacks. Interesting, but there was a play getting rid of 3 of the high-scoring tiles, including the V, which was Shav. And only 2 fewer points, so very little between those plays. Now opponent's change has played off and he's got 90 points for Miss Eaton, and I am playing catch up for a long time. And look at this awful rack. So I play Velt for 11. I could have got 4 more points, but only by keeping 2 more consonants, so I prefer my play. Opponent plays Wild for 30, and at this point I didn't feel good because opponent's got 90 points for a double-double, and he's got 30 points, which is half a bingo, so, and he's not afraid to open up row A, and that is a dangerous opponent who doesn't sacrifice points and keeps scoring when you're trailing can often go on to win the game. So I didn't feel great, and this was my rack. No bingo, but B3, there was a play in column 3, Married for 29. I play Frau for 1 more point, keeping Maid. I think my play is better. Opponent plays Keys. And now I have Key Dam for 36, and that looks fine. Opponent plays Bay, and again is continuing to score well, and I trail by a bingo. Oh, wow, Frowsier for 69. Fantastic if you spotted that, well done. I missed it. That would certainly have been the play. I play Z. Oh, wow, look at this, for only 8 fewer points. Well, Frowsier is a better play. It's more points, and the rack leave is better. But Z is a very good second choice play. Now, opponent's rack plays Yi. And I have Tahini for 39. And look at this, I take the lead. So, the opponent plays IO for 11, and I think we're neck and neck now pretty much for the rest of the game, and there are 38 tiles to come, including both blanks. So Frondier wasn't good, and there was no bingo. What do? I play Fro for 19. It's not on this list. But the rack leave of Rend is better than anything here. Duplicate R not good, with more to come. So, yeah, I drop 8 points, but my rack leave is good, and I'm creating a new lane. Now, opponent's rack plays Fur. Phew, no missed bingo, and I play Havened for 32, and that looks fine. Great bingo by opponent with Veristic, the only one available. And here we go, I trail by 30, but I've got the blank, so I've got Hope. And I play Jap for 36 to take the lead. But opponent plays Taught to retake it, and now I trail by 22. Phew, no missed bingo, N6. Interesting, Bon through the N of Tahini. That's nice. 35 points. Instead I play Noob for 21, but keeping a good rack leave. So, yeah, I think Bon probably a better play. However, that does burn an E, and there's only one E. Or from my perspective, there would have been only 2 E's to come, so Noob does have some merit. Opponent plays Wells. And here we go. This is the point at which the pendulum tips. Good grief. My move didn't score the most. I could have got 11 more points. C3. Wow, look at this. Add press. Making Al Demo, Shax and Sat. Wow. And those 11 points could have made a difference at the end. However, I didn't see it, and I played a spread for 90. So here we go. The bag is empty. Opponent needs to catch me. Can he? I don't think he can. He needs about 40 off 2 turns, and although 28 is a good score, he's going to score very little with Gut. So opponent plays Gun. I have Gong. And opponent doesn't have an out, plays Tax, and Kid and Z for 9. Are best. So what a game. Absolutely magnificent fun. And I got off to, well, not a bad start. It was opponent who got off to a great start with Miss Eaton, Weil and Bay, a bingo followed by two 30-point plays. I was trailing by about a bingo and then had a good run. I got Z for an almost bingo-y score, and Tahini was a good score. And opponent was, his initial scoring run sort of slowed down with plays like Fur and Io. So I got back into the game, and then a good bingo from opponent in Veristic. And it was just super tight between us, and just as the final tiles lay, I was able to get a spread down on a pretty tight board and establish a lead, which I was able to maintain. So absolutely super exciting stuff. Many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.